I'm from right here in Union Ridge. We had horses, cows, goats, the whole farm deal. Hunting, fishing.
I'm actually one of three, and I'm the baby. We grew up in a small community called Pelham, North Carolina.
I grew up priming tobacco. It's where you lean over, take the first 2 or 3 leaves off the bottom of a plant, tobacco leaves, put them up under your arm, and then you shuffle to the next plant and take 2 or 3 and put them under your arm. You're walking through these plants at 5 in the morning because God help, you don't want to be doing it after noon because it's 100 degrees, briars, stickers, dirt. It's hard work. Entrepreneurial-wise, we bred the goats and sold the goats. We raked pine needles. We would do anything we could where we sold something as opposed to working in the tobacco field because it's so much harder work.
And when I was a junior in high school, my parents decided to relocate, which meant they would have more payments because they had a bigger house and more land, which put us to farming. So worked in tobacco basically all my life growing up. That's how I made my spending money in the summer. I did not like it. And I think even the day that Andy and I got married, I asked my dad standing at the door of the church, I said, "Daddy, do you think he'll ever farm?" And he said, "Not a chance." I said, "Well, take me to him." And I really believe if my dad had thought Andy would farm, I would have said, "Daddy, let's go back to the house."
Jane grew up in a rival high school. At our family get-togethers, she was there. So I thought she might have been a distant relative. And when my mother told me that that was not the case one day, I was thrilled.
And we start talking, and he's like, "Well, do you want to go out tonight?" And I'm like, "Tonight? No, I can't go tonight. You know, it wasn't going to be that easy to take me out." And he basically said, "Well, I'll just call you some other time." And I said, "Great." Well, some other time, 30 minutes later, he calls back, and we started dating spring break of our freshman year of college, dated all through college. Both graduated in December from college and got married in June after we graduated in December. I guess it was November of '89. I just developed this real chronic cough, real bad cold, and the doctor down there was treating me for a sinus infection. Had gotten to the point where Andy had said, "You've got to do something. Neither one of us are sleeping at night." At this point, I was actually sleeping propped up on 2 or 3 pillows, just trying to get some relief from the cough. And in January of '90, went for a CAT scan, and I walked in her office and sat down, and she said, "Jane," she said, "we're not dealing with pneumonia, we're dealing with Hodgkin's disease." And she said, "Where do you want to go?" And I had a sister who had Hodgkin's, believe it or not, so she had gone to Wake Forest University Baptist School of Medicine, so that's where I ended up.
She had chemotherapy, radiation, and then she'd go to work for 3 days, take the day to recover from radiation and chemo and go back to work. It was crazy. I hated it. I did not want my family to have to do that.
So we had to. We were newlyweds, we had a house payment, we had car payments, and if I didn't work, then, you know, we stood a chance of losing what we had as newlyweds.
And that was a helpless position. We just kept saying, if we do what we're supposed to do, if we do what we're supposed to do, it'll be all right.
We leaned on each other and God, but we made it, and here we are. January 2009 will be 19 years later.
My degree was in textile science. When I graduated, I went with Burlington Industries, which was a huge textile company at the time. You name it, if they had it, it was a huge manufacturing facility. I got to do it. Then I got to looking around saying, you know what, I can do what anybody else can do. We came back to Burlington, and during that time, my career was pretty varied. Door-to-door t-shirts, door-to-door coupon books. Me and a buddy, Alex Fitzgerald, had a radio show together. We had a computer repair business. You name it, in 2 years. We were trying to figure out a way to scratch out a living.
And you look back now, and you know, there were so many times when we got so close to having absolutely nothing, but he was so determined that he wasn't going to ask either of our parents for money.
We would come home at night, stay up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, drawing pictures, just drawing out how did we want our business to look, how much money did we want to make, who did we want to take with us. Every single night we would read a little bit. One of my favorite books to read was Proverbs, and just go down through each one of them and say, how does this relate to what we need to do to succeed?
I just knew with his determination and his work ethic that something would happen and it would have to be for the good.
A friend of mine calls me and introduces me to Philip Hudgens. So I joined Philip on his sales team, and we do that for a couple of years. And then Philip says to me, he says, hey man, why don't we get together and do something big? Why don't we build a real company that has integrity, that we can have fun, we can build it as big as we want to build it. And I was thinking about that same thing. So that was July of '02 is when we said, all right, let's do this. And I think Barry came on a couple of months later. NAA is an opportunity for two different groups of people to solve their situation. One is security. So if something happens in a family, you've got the finances. The cool thing is there's a flip side to NAA that you can help families and build your financial future.
I don't think you'll find any compared to NAA as far as the integrity. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the leadership of NAA, you've got Andy, Philip Hudgens, and Barry Clarkson. And with the leadership that NAA has, plus all the agency managers, I don't think you're going to find a company more grounded.
I love helping people and seeing them become successful. One of the things that I say is we don't really need any more money, but what we do need is another success story. Where I am happiest is being not satisfied and fighting to build a little bit stronger, to build a little bit deeper. One of the things that I have been told is find what you love. I enjoy what I do so much. It is very difficult to tell where business and having fun breaks apart.
I don't think there's anybody else out there like him. His heart is as huge as they come. And I think a lot of people miss that at the beginning because they just see the hardcore, let's get the job done. And the whole scheme of the things is he wants everybody to be as successful as he is. He's passionate about his family, Haley and Spencer. You know, Haley, like any girl, has got him right here, and I mean tight.
Haley is an artist. She loves to draw. She loves to design clothing. Spencer is a fierce competitor. He loves to wrestle. He loves to play video games. I think our favorite thing together is eat dinner together. And sitting around and joking with each other is probably the favorite thing that we have. We like going to the movies. We love shooting pool together, and we love sitting out at the pool together. Jane has stuck with me and encouraged me like I don't think I ever deserved, or she has encouraged me and pushed me more than I would have ever thought anyone would do for me.
Well, it's National Agents Alliance, and I think the Alliance stands for a group of people helping people. Whether you're looking for grounded in strength, grounded in people skills, grounded in what they believe in, I just don't think it's going to get any stronger.
But if you're looking for financial freedom, if you enjoy helping people with their finances, you enjoy coaching people, here we go. This is it.